there's been the question on my mind a lot of times throughout the years that I'd ask, oh, someday it'll happen, and only a couple of months back, I remember stopping myself in that mindset, and I asked, well, why is it going to happen someday? Why not happen this day? Why not happen this year? And it kind of registered with me in effect of push yourself more and push yourself harder to get there. It's never just going to happen for you. It's never just going to happen. It's going to happen on the time when you fully deserve it in regards to how tough you want to work and how hard you want to train and how far you want to push yourself. And then that feeds off into other players as well. And I imagine other guys are feeling the very same way. The way the GAA is, like everybody wants to just get to the pinnacle of their abilities, and they want to find something that works for everyone wants to find their own individual thing that works for them. At the moment, I feel I found it that it's working for me, and that's why I'm happy doing it. There's other guys then that probably would live my life and they wouldn't like it at all. Their mind wouldn't be occupied enough. They got to be challenging themselves in other ways in terms of work or something else. And then there's other guys in the GAA that have families, and that takes a lot of their attention and efforts. And but I just find what's for me at the moment is working. And although I still think I can still offer a lot more to my team and my teammates, I'm still going to keep striving to find the best me that I can. When I train at Wexford back at home, we train on a Tuesday and a Friday. Like, that's 2 days a week for an hour to an hour and a half an evening. That's 3 hours a week, which when you look at a professional, these guys could train up to 4 hours a day, in different times of the day, and they're working on the specific stuff in their tactics, they're working on their certain scenarios within games, and they can fine tune all these little things, and they get maybe 1 or 2 gym sessions done in the day, 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening. These are the kind of things that these guys, professional athletes, are able to achieve, which in the world of GAA it's not really possible. I suppose there probably would be a small margin of envy where you'd say, obviously we pride ourselves on the way our games are played and what status we hold within our games, but you do look at the rugby guys and you see the difference of lifestyles that they can have, and obviously there's a lot they probably can look forward in their futures and set themselves up within playing in their career and just totally focusing on that while setting themselves up for the aftermath of their career, which within GAA it's a little bit harder than that. I think guys are really trying to get the best out of themselves in terms of work. People in college academically, they're trying to get the best out of themselves in sport, and having those 3 or 4 things on your table all at the one time, it can be very difficult, which then you look at the rugby guys, and I know a lot of them study while they're playing too, but financially it's one thing that's they don't have to really worry too much about, unless they're worried about how much they're getting. The first a couple of years when I first played at Wexford, I remember there actually was a psychologist with us, and I remember having one-on-one meetings before, and I think it could be my first year at Wexford maybe, and I was young, but I remember it was my turn to go in and meet her and have an interview with her or meet her, and she asked me anyhow, do I believe we're going to win the All-Ireland this year, back in 2012 or 13. I looked at her and I said no. And I felt I was being honest about it, as much as I wanted to win an All-Ireland, but I didn't feel like we were good enough at the time to win one. I definitely didn't feel we were at the level of the likes of Kilkenny and the Galways and the Tipperaries at the time. And I remember I walked out of the room even asking myself, maybe should I have said that? I didn't know, but then I realised, no, I was being honest, and I was being honest with her, and I was being honest with myself in that regard. And it wasn't that I was saying to myself, I'm not going to push myself to try and achieve it this year. Obviously I'd love to, but I genuinely don't believe we are capable of doing it. But as the years went on, the more and more we progressed every year, with younger guys coming through with more potential, and just guys getting more experience, because we are generally a young enough team, and through all that just gave me more confidence, and to where I'm at right now, I do believe we're capable of winning All-Ireland, yeah. 1996 I don't think has been let go at all, and look, rightly so, that it was the last time Wexford won an All-Irelanders, and that particular year, and even in the 90s, meant an awful lot to so many people in Wexford. And these people remember those times, and it means something to them deeply. And it's not that you say, I'm not that I'm saying they won't let you forget it. You know, I'd love to remember them times, but unfortunately I don't. But it's great that a lot of other people got to experience it, and then that particular time means a whole lot to them. I always love hurling at some point throughout the day, and most evenings I would be in the field. But like, even say the other day, I remember I was at a barbecue, and the sun was shining, so there was a barbecue on, so I said I'd go. And while I was sitting there having fun with friends and these things that you need, other parts of life, the socialness, the friendships and the relationships, and I was just sitting there, and at one point I said I kept telling myself I need to get up and go, because I need to go to the field and do my bit. And then I realised, no, I probably don't need to do it. You know, I've been there the last couple of nights, and I've done whatever, and these other sides of life are things that are very important as well, and these are things that I need in my life as well. You know, I enjoyed sitting there having the laugh and the jokes and the good time, and you know, I almost feel sometimes I nearly walk away from certain things regarding other aspects of life, just to keep fulfilling this other thing, which is not necessarily always a good thing either. About a year ago or 2 years ago, I think it could have been, I remember I actually missed a shot, and I think it was actually with my club. I remember I missed a shot, but I actually walked away smiling and laughing at myself, and this is in a championship match. I remember when I was walking away laughing and smiling, it didn't for 1 second affect me. It didn't put a negative it didn't have a negative effect on me whatsoever, because I've taken that shot 100 times before, and I've scored 100 times before, and because I missed it there, I was laughing at myself in regards to, like, how did you miss that shot? You know, in a positive way. And I found that that's what doing my own thing within the field was doing for me. It was being able to change the negative things that happened in games to a positive thing, because I sometimes feel when I was being negative in a game about a certain incident, I almost felt I was negative because I felt I was incapable of doing it. But doing it in the field on my own, it just obviously reassured me that you were well capable of doing that. And if it didn't come off in a game at times, you nearly laugh at yourself, because it's not that you're now thinking, I'm not capable of it. You know you're capable of it, but you just didn't do it in that moment. And it was just it was negative things that I transferred into positive stuff for me.